everyone, my name is Kimberly and this is Booking with the KDB. If you are new here, welcome to the dark side. If you are interested in romance or fantasy book recommendations, reviews, or my general ramblings, my thoughts and feelings on these books, please go ahead and subscribe. If you are returning, thanks for the support, I appreciate it. Today I'm going to be doing the Anti TBR tag. The original tag was done by Nicole Her Books. I will be linking her channel down below, so you can definitely go ahead and check her out. So without further ado, let's jump in. Alright, so question 1. A popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. For me, that would probably be The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. It's not necessarily that I have a problem with the author, I have a problem with the book or the series, because I have read the movies and I enjoyed it, but I'm just not interested in reading the books, and that's that on that. A classic book or author you don't have an interest in reading. First of all, I have no interest in reading any classic books. I had to read them during school as part of my required reading, and now that I'm reading for my enjoyment and my entertainment, I have zero interest in reading any more classic books. Yeah, point blank. But if for a specific book or author, probably Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, I will not read. I didn't even read it as a part of my required reading. So yeah. 3. An author whose books you have no interest in reading. So an author's book who I have no interest in reading will probably be Emma Jones. I love dark romances and I do dabble in taboo romances as well. If you love dark romances, then you would know Emma Jones. But I'm just not interested in reading any of her books. My cousin read Sicko recently, and her feedback was that the book was very confusing. She didn't understand what was going on, and even when she finished reading the book, she still had no idea what was going on. So no, I have no wish or need to be confused or to get a headache from reading a book. So yeah, I will not be reading any books from Emma Jones. 3.2. A problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. So for this one, I have 2 authors, and they are LG Shen and Seven Rue. And the reason for that is that there is a lot of drama surrounding them, particularly about claims of plagiarism and bullying, and that's just something I'm not okay with. Particularly bullying, not okay with it. So because of that, I'm definitely not interested in reading any books from either of those authors. All right. 4. An author you have read a couple of books from and have decided their books are not for you. I have 2 authors as well, Maya Banks and Shane McRae. When I just started delving into dark romance or paranormal romances I gravitated first to Shane McRae because she was probably the first paranormal romance book that I read, which was Forbidden Magic. Yes, Forbidden Magic. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Magic series, but at the time I believe that the reason why I gravitated towards that series was mainly because of the smut and not necessarily the plot. The same can be said for Maya Banks, where the series that I read for her was the Sweet series, which was heavily comprised of BDSM and bondage and stuff like that. And yeah, I think I mainly read it for the smut, but after a while I realized that there wasn't much there. It was just smut. And I've gravitated from BDSM books on a whole. I will read a book that may have light play in there, but no. So definitely have decided that their books are not for me. And I haven't picked up a Maya Banks book since probably about 2013 thereabouts. Shane McRae probably about 2012. Yeah, haven't read any of their books since. 5. A genre you have no interest in, or a genre you tried to get into and couldn't. Alright, so a genre that I definitely have no interest in is horror. You will never catch me reading a Stephen King book or any book about horror, cause this girl right here, she's a coward. She's a wimp. My imagination is too active. I have no reason or want to be scared out of my mind. I do not watch horror films, and I certainly will not read them because that's 10 times worse. My imagination, yeah, no. So no to horror. Definitely won't be reading. Definitely won't be trying that genre. A book you have bought but will never read. So a book I bought but will never read would be One to Watch. I bought it, I think around last year, October, November, thereabouts, because initially I heard that, oh, this was a bachelorette type situation, but the bachelorette was a big bodied person, and it was all about body positivity and how nice and fun and cool it was, and I was here for it because I love The Bachelor, I love The Bachelorette, and a book about body positivity, hell yeah. But since then I've heard very mixed feelings about the books. Particularly recently, I was watching Booked and Busy. Erin was doing her worst reads of 2020, I believe it was, and she was saying that when she read the book, she didn't like it. She didn't feel anything. She didn't feel any body positivity vibes coming from the book, and as a matter of fact, she just generally didn't like how the book made her feel. And for that, I was like, okay, so no. I'm no longer interested in reading One to Watch. One to Watch is written by Kate Stayman London, and yeah, so no, I won't be reading that book. It will stay there. Yeah. A series you have no interest in reading, or a series you started and have DNF. Alright, so this is not necessarily a series per se, it's a trilogy. Bad Things trilogy by R.K. Lilly. It is about Danica and Tristan. They're this couple. They're a very toxic. When I say toxic, I mean toxic couple. I think they are a terrible match, a terrible pairing, and it's just a mess. I read the first book, I completed the first book, and I just could not bring myself to read the second book. So parts of the reasons why, let me give you some of the reasons why I have decided not to continue this trilogy. So Tristan, he is, or he used to be, a man whore. Okay, and they started out as friends, and as friends I think they worked so well together. Now, I have no issues with friends to lovers romances. The only time I have an issue is when they were better as friends and should have remained friends, because them as a couple is just wrong and it doesn't work. So they were really good friends. I think they worked well together as friends. Then they decided to try dating because apparently chemistry was there or whatever. Chemistry does not make a relationship. Just putting that out there. But he was a man whore, and she is very possessive and jealous. So whenever she interacts with or comes in contact with any of his exes, she literally loses her ever-loving mind. She loses her shit. and she literally goes off. There were instances where she took off her shoes, threw it at somebody. Like, it was just a whole mess. Whole mess. So yeah, I've decided that I don't want to continue with book 2 because it's just too much toxicity. I'm okay with a good deal of drama in a book, but when a relationship is clearly toxic and should not happen and should not go anywhere, I agree. There was even an instance where she was at a party and she was talking to one of her exes, and I think the ex tried to kiss her, and he went off the deep end. He literally beat the crap out of the dude and sent him to the hospital. And that's just scary. I'm reading the book and I'm scared. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, Danica, why aren't you scared? This guy is not okay. You are not okay with this guy. She has said it time and time again. How she reacts or behaves whenever she's around his exes or come in contact with his promiscuous past is not who she is. So why continue this relationship? And why should I continue reading this book? So yeah, I decided not to. And the last question is, a new release you have no interest in reading. So I thought long and hard about this. Nothing really immediately jumped out at me, but I guess A Devil Wears Black by LJ Shen, because as I said before, she's problematic. Not interested in reading any of her books, and I certainly am not going to start right now. So yeah, not going to read that book. But yeah, we have reached the end of this tag. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you have made it to the end of the video, here's what I want you to leave in the comment section. The crossbows thingy that says do not enter, do not cross, that sign, leave that in the comment section below if you've made it to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Remember, this has been Booking with the KDB. So peace out, and I'll see you guys soon.